Please, happy fucking Friday. You made it through another week. So I've already posted your weekend message for the collective. So that is up. It should be premiering now because I just said it. So check that out if you're looking for your message for the weekend for the next 72 hours. What we are going to do in today's live is I'm going to do something that I call rapid fire mediumship. My ears are ringing really loud already. So Spirit has entered. What we're going to do is I'm going to take random people who join and we're going to do some quick mediumship readings. So quick, just a few minutes long. If you guys would ever like to book with me a private individual reading at any time, you book those through my email. It's always listed in the description box of all of the videos. So you reach out through email to me and you ask for a mediumship reading. Now, those are $100 for a private session, but we go a lot more in depth. I channel messages for you, I take notes, and you get a copy of those notes included in your email. So that is how those work. What we're going to do today is a little bit different. I will not be charging for these readings today because they will be shorter readings. All you have to do if you have a question that you want to ask, if you are curious about somebody that you've lost that's in spirit, that is what mediumship focuses on. We connect to the spiritual realm when I do mediumship. We connect to your passed on loved ones, and that is what mediumship really focuses on. So sometimes I get messages that happen in songs. Sometimes I get a random download of a song that's coming through. Sometimes I get information that's a memory from somebody that's passed on that they're showing me, so it gives you some sort of evidence or confirmation. I call it a validation point to know that your people on the other side are making contact with you. It's something that means zero to me, but it should mean something to you. So that's how that portion works. So when I channel, I tend to bring forward information from whatever the strongest source is. So there's no guarantee that the specific person that you are asking about will come through, but somebody in spirit usually will bring forward some sort of information that is factual, that is evidence, that is something that they feel you need to know in that moment. Sometimes they're going to talk about past events. Sometimes they will show predictive or future events, and sometimes it is current events. It depends on what they feel like giving me. So whatever the strongest energy is what I usually connect to. So that's how that works for that. So in the meantime, we're going to pull a couple of tarot cards and we're going to see what's happening. So if you want to get in on this rapid fire mediumship stuff today, all I need you to do is put your first name in the chat and I will take you guys first come, first served. We're only going to do a couple of you guys today, just a handful of you, but I've been trying to do more lives over here to connect with you guys. There is a chance that my TikTok is going to be no longer available after tonight or tomorrow. So if that's the case, if TikTok really does go down in the United States again, what's going to happen is YouTube will be my solo platform. So it'll be the only place that you guys can find me. I definitely am not going to start like an Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I'm not going to do those things. I'm only going to be over here. Hello, hello. Welcome to everybody that's joining us. Thank you so much, Donnie. Appreciate you. Patrick, Tana, let's see. Hello, hello. Hello from Indonesia. Hello. Hello from the United States. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate you. All right, guys. So we're going to pull a little bit of tarot for the collective, anybody that's joining us. And then we're going to do some rapid fire mediumship. So if you guys are interested in that, hang out for just a minute. I'm going to start pulling people from the chat and we're going to do some little quick readings for you guys. All right, Spirit, what do they need to see for the weekend, the next 72 hours? There is a weekend message up already for you guys as well. So check that out if you guys are curious. Hang on just a second. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I don't tolerate any bullying in the comments either, so I'm just going to block you. I don't care. I don't have time for it. So anybody that's going to sit there and spew hatred, get a life. Figure it out because we're adults over here. All right. So we're dealing with some sort of heartbreak, pain, deception. I do feel like there has been some sort of ending or breakup in the past here. I also feel like the collective is getting some sort of clarity on how to heal, how to go forward, some sort of truth or some sort of like epiphany is coming that helps give you some clarity in order to move forward. Some of you could be juggling a lot in your life right now. It could be finances, it could be something else. So we're needing to find the balance someplace in order to actually change things for the better. What else do they need to see? All right, put in the hard work on recovery, on healing. I feel like you also might have somebody in your corner that's trying to help you to actually grow. I feel like the King of Wands is somebody who's really like a go-getter. There's somebody who steps out of their comfort zone. They also tend to help push other people out of their comfort zone. So that might be something that you're struggling to do, but I do feel like that's about to change, and there could be an unexpected love offer that's coming in for someone as well. Ooh, King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. They're finding their confidence to approach you. I feel like you might have had some not so great experiences when it comes to money, but that will be changing, and there is potential for new love that's coming in. Interesting. Okay, a couple more of these. What else do they need to see? You might have manifested these changes. You hold all the tools at your disposal in order to change things for the better. That's creating some balance in your finances as well. Don't forget to rest and recharge. I feel like if you're really exhausted or burnt out, recovering from something, you definitely need to take some time. So nurture the things you want to grow. Step into your softer side, your more nurturing side. You will find some good news, a reason to celebrate, and it looks like a victory is coming. So whatever you've been battling or dealing with for a while, it looks like things are starting to change for the better. Some of that could start as early as this weekend. Okay, so let's see what we've got for some spirit-led mediumship stuff. So how this works. I should pull all of the information for you. It should not be something that you spoon feed a medium. Okay, that's really important to know. So these are going to be short little readings. They're only going to be a few minutes long. So all I need from you guys is your first name in the chat if you would like me to call on you. I'm going to pick who I feel drawn to. That's how spirit-led works. Spirit kind of engages who I should draw and who I should read for. So if you would like a chance at this, just put your first name in the chat. And if I have difficulty reading your name or understanding what it is, please help me pronounce it when I get there. Okay, so we have Tania, Caleb, Tania Ann. Did I say that right? Can I just call you Tan? That might be easier. I hate botching people's names. It makes me feel bad. Oh, sorry, Bubby. My puppies are in here taking a sleep. They're tired. Okay, so we have 2 people so far. Have I ever read for either one of you for mediumship? I don't think so. Tanya. Okay, so it's just spelled completely different. Tanya or Tanya. We'll get there. Tans is great. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. And then Caleb. Is Caleb still here? We'll read for both of you. There's only a couple of you in here. So let's see. Let's do Tan first, and then we'll do Caleb. Haven't read for you. Okay, perfect. Okay. So is there a specific relationship that is in spirit to you that you would like me to try and connect to? Now, relationship, mom, dad, sibling, partner, things like that. Not their name, no backstory, just the relationship. That's all I want. Your first name, the relationship you would like me to try and connect to. And there is a little bit of a delay in the chat, unfortunately. I don't know. Let me see. I haven't done this before on here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it won't let me. Dang it. I was hoping it would let me do the live together, but I think I have to send a link out at the beginning or something when I do that. We're going to do that in the future, though. Like if I know I'm going to read for somebody in a live, we're going to do the live together. And so you would get a link to join, and then you can see both of us in there so we don't have to work through the chat. So we're going to do that in the future. I'm going to have to play with that and figure out exactly what I have to do to make it work on my end, though. Okay, so dad, grandfather, nan, and fiance. Oh my goodness, you have a lot of spirit activity then. Okay, So we're going to see who comes through for you, because that's a couple of them. Sometimes we will get multiple people that'll come in all at once, and sometimes I'm only connecting with like one or two. So we'll see what happens. So for Miss Tan, Mr. Mr. I never know and I don't want to assume. Male or female. Sometimes that helps me navigate in the energy. Miss. Okay, perfect. I never want to assume because that'll get me into trouble. Okay, so let's see, who do we have in spirit for Tan? Okay, so I pick up a younger male energy. I say younger than me. I'm 45, so this male is younger than me. Let me see if he'll give me some descriptive information. Usually they will. See what he gives me. Okay, so the male energy that I see, I would say he's about 35 to 36 years old. I would say he's between 5'11" and 6'2". He looks like he's about average build. He has kind of a reddish brown beard, brown hair. Almost looks like they're two different colors, at least in spots. He does have facial hair. I can pick that up. Let's see. He's showing me that he was in the hospital for some reason or another for a little while. I feel like he had some sort of accident. This could have been an injury. This could have been illness. Let's see if he gives me anything really specific. Sometimes they do tell me how they passed, and other times they don't. They just show me little glimpses of things. Okay, I do see him in hospital for a while. So whatever was going on with him, I feel like he was there for a minimum of like 3 days, but I do feel like it could have been longer than that, like a couple of weeks. Could have even been longer than that, but they're showing me like a couple of weeks that he was in the hospital. I do feel like this person was either gravely ill or very injured. And I feel like they had a lot of internal damage going on. So if this was like an illness, I do feel like the organs were starting to fail. They also give me the word sepsis, so they could have had massive organ failure. They could have also been gravely ill with sepsis, and that's something that's very difficult to recover from. Let's see if he gives me anything else. How cute. He says that you were definitely his number one girl, that you were his best friend, and that he loves you dearly. So I do feel like this was your partner, your fiance that I'm picking up. I feel like you guys had big plans for the future, and I feel like he's going to help you fulfill some of those things while he's in spirit. He does tell me that he's going to send you in a new partner when the time is right, but he said you've got a lot of recovery and healing that you have to do before you're going to be ready. But he says that he will hand select this person to be in your life. So this person's going to fit and check all of your boxes, and you're going to really not want to move forward because you had so much love for this person that you've already lost. But he does tell me that in the future you will have a partnership, you will actually get married if you choose to, and that you will have a happy future, and that he's going to hand select this person for you. All right, let me see. Okay, so Tan, is any of that connecting for you with his description or any of the stuff that I'm picking up having to do with your fiance? It could be somebody else, but I strongly feel like this was your fiance. This was your partner. Not really. Okay. Let's see if I can pick up anything else for you. Is there a connection for you to Australia specifically? Because I feel like I'm being drawn to that continent specifically, to Australia. Is there a connection for you to Australia? And I hate that there's a delay in the chat, but it is what it is. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can get anything else from that energy. I'm not sure where that place actually is, but they're referencing Tanzania, and I would have to look at a map to see where that's at. Tanzania. Specific, very specific area. And I don't know where that is off the top of my head. They're also showing me what looks like a red stone. Could be a ruby, could be a garnet, but a red stone. Could be somebody's birthstone, like a ruby or a garnet. There could also be a place that's significant that has to do with being called redstone. That one's weird. And they're giving me the word turf, T-U-R-F. Could be like fake grass, like astroturf. It could be that they're referring to like it's somebody's area, it's somebody's turf, like they kind of claim that area. And they're giving me the name Abigail or Abby, so that could be significant somehow too. They're also referencing London. So I don't know if you've ever been there, if you have any ties to London. They're showing me the bridge, specifically London Bridge, and then the giant Ferris wheel, and I can't remember what they call that. I feel like it's like a touristy area. I've never been there, so I don't honestly know. But I can see those two things, London Bridge, and I think they call it the London Eye or something, the giant Ferris wheel that's there in London. So those two things specifically are coming through. I also feel like I can see a postcard, like somebody went on a trip someplace and they maybe picked up postcards or sent postcards to somebody, but postcards could be somehow significant to you as well. If you don't know, that's okay. I'm from NSW, now in Queensland. Live in Australia. Okay. So sometimes they will give me future events. Sometimes they're going to give me things that haven't happened yet that are happening in the future. So you may be taking a trip there at some point, or there's something to do with it. Again, I see a postcard. So I feel like there's travel to a foreign place. I feel like you go to these places that have a lot of people in them, very touristy areas, sightseeing, things like that. So that might be something that's happening for you in the future. Most of my readings are within a couple of years' time that these events will happen. Usually they give them to me within like 365 days or a single year. So I always tell people, if it hasn't happened yet, if you are unsure, it could be a future event that they're trying to show me. So within the next year, you could be taking a trip to London for some reason. My dad had a ruby ring. I don't know these things. I've never been overseas, but my grandfather's parents came from England. There you go. Okay. This could be my real godfather, but I don't know who it is or how to find him. Okay, I'm going to find Tanzania. Yeah, I don't know where Tanzania is on the map. So there is definitely a connection to London, England, the ruby ring, and then Tanzania. I don't know where that is, but there's something to do with it. Let's see if there's anything else coming through for you. They keep showing me the same male with the brown hair and the like reddish brown beard. So he's somehow significant because he keeps coming through and he's the strongest energy that I'm picking up for you. So I don't know who this male is for you. He made me feel like he was a partner of yours. But if you're saying that what I'm picking up doesn't resonate, then I don't know who this male is for you. So just remember that I said that I described him as being between 5'11" to 6'2". I would say he's between 35 to 36 years old. Brown hair, reddish brown beard, and there's something to do with him being in the hospital, either for illness or injury, but he's not super specific of what exactly the illness or injury is. It does look like he's got either brown or hazel eyes as well, but he's the strongest energy that's coming through for me. So somehow he is relevant in some way, shape, or form. Okay, let's see. I don't remember any facial hair on my dad or my fiance, but they both are that height. Could have been before I knew Josh. Okay. Fiance had brown eyes. Okay. He's telling me that it was sudden. Was his passing sudden for you? Like, if he wasn't ill for a long time, if he wasn't, diagnosed with something that was like a long-term thing, he's saying abrupt. It was abrupt, very quick. Loved traveling very much. Okay. He makes me feel like there was something going on with his stomach area. I hope I'm wrong about that, but was your fiance murdered? Gastric bypass. Okay, the stomach. There we go. Okay. It's bizarre. Why is he giving me that word then? Was there malpractice or suspected malpractice involved? Years before you met him. Okay. You don't know. Okay. Let's see. A lot of times they give me things really quick and little glimpses, and I have to try and decipher what they're showing me. So let me see if I can figure out what he's trying to tell me. So the stomach thing is probably the gastric bypass. I felt like discomfort in the center of my stomach. And then he gives me the word murder. So I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. You wouldn't want anybody to be taken out like that. He could be referring to somebody else if there was somebody that was close to him that was maybe murdered. But typically they give me stuff that's factual about them or the person that I'm reading for. So let me see if I get anything else from that energy. They're also giving me the name Rebecca. Could have been a Becky, Rebecca. Could have been a sister. And they're saying somebody was really nosy. They're saying somebody was really, really nosy. Like they had their nose in everybody's business. It could have been the other person that he mentioned. Let's see what else. Were you not with him when he passed? Because he's making me feel like there was either some sort of like distance, like he went some other place or you guys lived independently or something, but he makes me feel like there was distance at the time of his passing, and I'm not understanding what he's implying here. There could have been like physical distance, he was elsewhere, you guys could have lived separately, or that there was some sort of like you weren't there when it happened. Let's see. His death was sudden and I feel like it was questionable. He could have been my mom. She's evil. She sold me as a child. Oh my goodness. He left for a week trip, 17 hours north. Okay, so there's the distance. I have goosebumps everywhere. Was he found in a hotel room? I don't want to be ultra graphic because I'm never trying to hurt anybody when I do a reading. My readings are always to try and help you heal. But I feel like he was found in a hotel room. I feel like I see him on a bed. And they're giving me the word organ failures. Something happened that, like, an organ failed, leading to his passing. He's given me that twice, organ failure. Did he have an autopsy? Do you know his actual cause of death? He never made it home because he stopped at a hotel. Okay, the hotel is definitely coming through. I do feel like he was found in a hotel room. What is this? YouTube account team. Hang on one second. Dear users, due to updating and making YouTube more efficient, we will be closing down all YouTube accounts for 5 days beginning today. Yeah, that's not cool. He was found in a hotel and we'd not spoken for a few days. How could it? How could what? They said it was heart failure, organ failure, exactly. I feel like the reason he had heart failure was due to a couple of things that he was unaware of leading up to his passing. I feel like his body was working extra hard for many years. I feel like after he had had surgery, because I felt the stomach, I feel like his body kind of didn't know how to make adjustments. And I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes when we have major surgery like that, even if it was years before, the rest of our organs have overcompensated for so long that they're kind of stressed or they've worked super hard. So sometimes what happens is organs will like not operate as well or start to shut down due to all of the stress that their body has been under. So I don't believe that there was any sort of like foul play or anything like that. I do believe he actually passed from organ failure and natural causes, as natural as that can be. It doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any easier to absorb, but I don't believe there was any sort of foul play. I feel like he unfortunately passed due to natural circumstances. They said it was heart failure. It was weird. And what about the murder? Did somebody poison him or drug him? No. I'm not sure why they gave me the word murder. That's very strange. I feel like it was a question of the family and friends. Was he murdered? I don't feel like he was actually murdered. I feel like that was the question that the friends and family had. Was he murdered? But no, I'm picking up that it was organ failure. I picked up the stomach specifically, so that was definitely a factor. There was something going on with the stomach, and then organ failure. I do believe he could have also had some sepsis that was starting to go on. So like when the organs fail, they start to kind of pollute the bloodstream and things like that. And that can also lead to catastrophic damage that can sometimes be irreversible. And sepsis can set in very quickly and lead to death very, very quickly. So he may have had the beginning stages of that going on with the organ failure, because those are the two things that I'm really picking up. And he had COVID vaccines. That could have been a contributing factor. I'm not a doctor, but they are starting to see a lot of people that were dealing with, a lot of extra problems as a result of getting the vaccines. So that could have contributed to it. Primarily, I'm picking up the stomach and organ failure. Those are the two primary things that were contributing factors to his cause of death. had been drinking a lot. That could have also caused problems. Hang on just a minute. Okay, let's see. He was beautiful and he will be okay. My dad. Okay. So, you said the father figure looked similar in height and build. Did somebody have like a large nose and specifically kind of a bump in the top of the nose? Because that was also coming through for me. I don't get a lot of other descriptive information for this individual. The nose is what's sticking out to me. I feel like it was a noticeable like bump in the top of the nose and kind of a larger nose. It could have been kind of long, but I feel like there was some sort of like bump in the top of the nose on the bridge. Let's see. Oh, he also had huge sepsis, hernia, stomach, and acylonded liver failure. Yeah, so all of that would be contributing factors. Not on my side. I'm picturing this person, but I don't know who they are. That's okay. Not your dad. Okay. They're referencing the season of winter, that winter is somehow significant. And my season of winter is probably different from yours if you're in Australia. So I think when it's summer for us, it's winter for you. We're in spring currently in the United States. So I don't know if winter is somehow significant for you, but they're referencing the word winter, that's somehow significant. Love winter. Okay, perfect. They're also referencing what sounds like sheepdog. I don't know if somebody has a sheepdog, wants a sheepdog, seen one recently. Sheepdog. Very curly hair. Very cute. Like the hair flops in their eyes. Oh, too cute. Winter is ending in July. Okay. That's so crazy. So for us, winter ends around March, April. I mean, sometimes we still get snow all the way up until like June here. But for us, our winter is like December through February, March-ish. And then we go into spring from like March, April through till like June. And then we start summer over here. So I know it's totally different for you over there. All right, let's see. Is there anything else that we need to tell Tan from Spirit? They're referencing ruby slippers, like in the movie Wizard of Oz, that Dorothy wore ruby slippers. I don't know if the Wizard of Oz is a significant movie for you, or if somebody has like red slippers or red shoes that look like rubies. That's an interesting one. They're also referencing there's no place like home. He said that it's incredibly important for you to know that you're going to recover from this, even though it's going to take some time, and that he can't wait to see you happy again. That's very important to him, that he wants you to live life, live it to the fullest. You're going to be meeting new people, and eventually you are going to meet somebody else that you fall in love with. And he keeps reminding me, handpicked. He's handpicking this person. It's going to check all of your boxes, and you're going to get to live a very happy future. Oh, wow, okay, no, but I'll go home for a while. Well, the family is fighting over money after Nan dying. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Unfortunately, that tends to happen a lot in families that, you know, there's always some sort of contention over like property or money. It seems like it's happened in my family too. Hopefully there's a peaceful resolution that is coming out of that. I do think that there may have to be like some court involvement to settle your grandmother's estate, because I feel like there's somebody in the family that is contesting things or creating arguments and drama where there doesn't necessarily need to be. But if she didn't have a will, there is going to be some sort of issue being resolved that they may need to go through legal avenues, courts, things like that in order to resolve it. Hopefully it's resolved soon. I know in the United States it can take up to 2 years for, like, what do they call it, probate court or estates, to be resolved. So it may take some time. But I do think there's going to have to be some legal intervention to resolve that. Trying to let go of pain, but without Josh, I've lost that drive. Yep, and that's happening. Totally understand. So very important that you give yourself time to grieve. Very important that you give yourself time to sort through your feelings. That you take extremely good care of yourself. So self-care, self-love, all those things are going to be super important for your healing. But he wants you to know that he's always right by your side. He said, make sure you tell her that I'm always there. He also said he can hear you. So when you're having really difficult times, when you feel like you're, at your wit's end with all of the grief that you're experiencing, he said talk to him because he hears you. And then he also wants you to pay attention to signs or symbols or synchronicities that you see, especially if you ask him for something specific. He will do his best to show it to you, and it may come in forms that you have no idea about. So you could see a post on social media, you could see a billboard, you could be reading a magazine and see something, you could just be in your daily life and all of a sudden a sign that you asked for comes through. Acknowledge that, say thank you, Spirit will show you more. They're going to show it to you in ways that get your attention. They're going to show you things in ways that it's not just a fluke. It's not just a coincidence, that it's meant for you. So pay attention to those things. And when you see it, acknowledge it, say thank you, and they will show you more. Let's see. Can you tell them all I love them so much? So you can tell them that. They hear you. They hear every thought and prayer that you have. Spirit connects through thoughts, feelings, emotions, telepathic communication. And that's how I get information from them too, is through thoughts. And so they're able to hear you. They're able to hear your prayers. They're able to hear thoughts that you have in your head. That's how Spirit connects and communicates. So they hear all of that. Tell them that I love them so much. Thanks, Dad and Nan and Pa, for raising me so well and being so kind and loving. Oh, it sounds like you had a beautiful family. So I love that for you, because not everybody had that. But they definitely are with you. They definitely love you in return, and they will show you signs any way that they're able to do so. So just be on the lookout, so to speak, for anything coming through. And Josh, I'm sorry that I pushed you away with your drinking instead of pulling you in closer. He says that you're forgiven. He said they don't hold any sort of animosity on the other side. So nothing that we worry about in the physical realm is taken with us to the other side. None of that. All of the negative emotions, harboring any sort of resentment, things like that, anger, we leave all of that behind once we transition. So on the other side, it's simply love and light, and they are encompassed in love and light, and that's all they want to give once they have reached the spiritual realm. And so they said that it's incredibly important that you know that all is forgiven, that there is no ill will, there is no animosity, there is no anger on the other side, and that it's only love and light. So he says you're forgiven. He loves you very much, and he wants you to know that he will continue to send you love and encouragement as often as he's able to do so. Let's see. Help me to turn all that pain into purpose and to help people like I was supposed to be helping people. You absolutely are going to help people. So if that is your calling and that is your purpose, Spirit's going to guide you to where you need to be. The same thing happened to me. So I was a hairstylist for years. I never in a million years imagined that I would be doing readings for people literally all over the world. But guess what? That's what my purpose was. And that's what I've been called to do for the last 5 years. I wrote 2 books. One of them is my autobiography, and it's my personal story, my journey, my grief journey. So I don't know how long you've been with me over here, but my spiritual awakening happened in 2020 through the tragic loss of my own mom. I had a dream that she passed roughly a month before it happened in great detail, and unfortunately it unfolded very similar to how I saw it in a dream. And that was kind of the catalyst for my spiritual awakening, my dark night of the soul, and how I was able to wake up my spiritual gifts, because my purpose is to be kind of a guide or kind of a leader, so to speak, or a teacher to help other people have tools to go through their own spiritual awakening and their own journey, their own grief process. So I wrote a book about my experience. I kind of document all of the things I went through during that really dark time in my life. And I share journal entries of things that were predictive that happened. I talk about my seminars that I took to help me awaken my spiritual gifts, things like that. I also have a spiritual gifting course here on YouTube for free. So if you guys ever want to take that, it's definitely something that I feel like can benefit you no matter where you're at on your journey. And it's free. So it's 5 videos. You just go through the videos one by one, do them in order, and it's going to help you to be able to meditate, to connect to your spirit guides, to open up your intuition, and to connect to your own spiritual gifts. And we need those to fulfill our purpose. So check those out if you're interested. Again, it's totally free. There's no obligation for anything. And if you have, questions, let me know. Shoot me an email, things like that. But that's why I do these readings, is to try and help give you guys some tools or information, some clarity, things like that, so that you're able to work on whatever it is you're dealing with as well. Oh, thank you. And I'm incredibly sorry for yours as well. I want everybody to know that once we leave the earthly plane, we're still very much connected. We just are in a different form. And so my favorite analogy for that is water, right? We all know what water is. We've seen it our whole life. It can take on many different forms. It can be a liquid, it can be a solid, it can be ice, or it can be a gas, it can be water vapor. So I like to think of our physical body as like the ice cube, right? It's tangible, it's solid, we're solid in this form. And then when we transition to spirit, we're more of like the water vapor, the gas. You can't necessarily see it, but like oxygen, it's in the atmosphere. It has to be, or we're no longer able to live. So I like to think of spirit as like vapor. It's all around us, even if we can't see it. And then in the liquid form, is our soul. It's our essence. It's what we're really made of. And so that is retained even when we're no longer in our physical body. Our essence of who we are is our soul. And so our soul has incarnated many, many times over many, many thousands of years to gain knowledge and experience, and it's for our benefit. So Earth is our classroom. We're here to grow. We're here to learn a lot of difficult lessons, and being on Earth is a privilege, and not all spirits on the other side will come to Earth. Some of them go to other realms. Some of them stay in spirit. Some of them are guides. Some of them are guardians. And there's many, many jobs on the other side. So while we're here, our job is to live with purpose. Our job is to find happiness. And our job is to basically learn as much as we possibly can before we leave and go to the other side. So those are our reasons for existing. So be a sponge, soak up all the knowledge you can, engage with as many people as you feel like you want to, and love. It's the name of the game. So give love, receive love. It's what we're here to do. So it's very important. I'll try to remind myself of these things, and water holds memory forever. Exactly. So I feel like water is something that is super, super important. I think it's a great analogy for life and spirit and things like that. So it's one of the favorite ways that I have to express kind of how I see things in spirit. So I hope that helps, Tan. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. We're going to start doing more mediumship readings during lives for you guys, because I want you guys to be able to have connection If at any time you guys want to book with me for a personal reading that's way more in-depth, feel free to do so. Reach out by email. They are $100 for a session, but I do spend quite a bit of time meditating and channeling information. It's usually about 3 or 4 pages worth of information that I gather, and then I post it in a video privately. You get a private link to view it sent to your email. You also get a copy of any of the notes that I channel. So it is available if you guys ever want one. I do the same thing for personal tarot readings. If you want a tarot reading, they're $25. That'll get you 1 question. It's $5 for each additional question. And same thing, I record a video of your reading. I upload it privately here to YouTube, and then you get an email sent to you with the link to view it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Is Caleb still with us, or did he leave? Sometimes people don't want to hang out and wait. If he's still here, Caleb, you can also get a reading if you would like to do so. And I appreciate you guys being here. So, potential that TikTok goes dark in the United States as of probably midnight or so tonight. If it does, I'm not going to go on any other platform. It'll solely be YouTube. So this will be where I'm at. If you guys haven't checked out the podcast, the Black Sheep Society podcast, it's got its own dedicated playlist over here on my YouTube channel. Check those out. My goal with that is to share knowledge so that we can help break any sort of cycles, generational curses, things like that keep us stuck. So I want to share knowledge. I want you guys to have tools to break cycles in your life, to live your best life, to be your most authentic version, and to stride out into new territory so you can be really successful. So I love it. I'm excited to be doing it. You can also give me options for like topics to discuss on there. I do my research and then I film an episode or 2. And they always air on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. my time. So you guys can always watch that in the replay or whatever. But it's called the Black Sheep Society podcast. If it's got the little thumbnail of the sheep on there with the little yellow microphone, that's a podcast episode. So they're totally different. We don't do tarot on there or anything like that. It's literally a podcast where I just discuss a topic. You guys can also be a guest on there if you have a topic that you'd like to discuss. If I feel like it's something that would fit the podcast, then I will reach out to you and let you know that I would like to interview you for the podcast, things like that. So we do have options for that if you want to. And yes, we can do it all remotely. You don't have to be here or anything like that. So that's also an option. We have a new episode this weekend at 6 p.m. And this one's all about past lives. So I share my own personal ones in that one. There's 3 that we cover in the episode. And a lot of times during your spiritual awakening, at least for me, that's how it worked out, that I started to recall some of these things. One I had recall since I was really small, since I was like a 4 or 5-year-old child. I saw it in nightmares. Didn't understand it for a very long time. The second and third that I started to remember and recall happened during my spiritual awakening. I was taking a seminar to unlock my spiritual gifts, my mediumship, psychic abilities, and I started having memories start to like flood back and unfold, and some of them were in great detail that I didn't have any recollection of up until that point. So really interesting. So check out the podcast. It's the Black Sheep Society. Again, it's got its own playlist over here on my YouTube channel. So check it out. It's under the podcast tab. And then I think there's about 10 or 11 episodes already up. So check those out at your leisure. All right. Was anybody else here that wanted to get a quick little mini reading for mediumship? If so, please comment your first name in the chat. If not, we're going to head out for the weekend, and I will see you guys back here on Monday. We might start doing some lives for like either the weekend or the week ahead reading. Next week's readings are already recorded, so it would be the following week. Sometimes I do a couple of them in advance to give myself some downtime in between, or I'm, booked and busy with personal readings, so I've got to like make adjustments in my schedule, things like that. But you you guys will always have content to view over here. That much I can tell you. I'm mostly recovered from the crazy cold that I had. Starting to feel a lot better. So just trying to rest and take good care of myself. I felt much better today. So I wanted to touch base with you guys this weekend. So it's not looking like anybody else is here wanting some readings. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there, and we will see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend.